So they posted this video, and now you gonna have to watch it. I just it's uploading right now. The video is uploading right now. It should finish uploading once I'm so you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. It's in the description box. So, I'll start the poll. Was she being disrespectful to her fiance? Now, it's a couple things here, bro. It's a couple things here. So it's like, I tried to make a video of just like this and that third, but you know what I'm saying? You trying to be objective, and you can really try. You can say all this, that, and the third as much as you want to until you actually in a situation. You can say, oh, this and that, third, but you really in that situation. How would you really carry things? What would you really do? All right. So let me move my book real quick. Well, it's okay. Well, let me just come right here. Anyway, so until the video uploads, quick, this is how the interaction go. He says, now you got also to understand the setting. You got also understand the setting of the situation. I don't know where they're at, but it seems like a large gathering of people. You know what I'm saying? So you're in public. It's a large gathering of people. You don't need to be making a scene, causing a scene just for, you know what I'm saying? For the most part, it's about diffusing the situation anyway. Like everything peace, everybody cool. So there are, I guess, three main characters to really focus in on here. Three main characters to focus in on. It's her. Whoever's interviewing her, the person behind the camera, his name apparently is New. The Instagram, I think, is Newski. First of all, I kind of think that's a dope ass name. What's your name, New? You know what I'm saying? New, like new shit, wearing new, this and the third, new. That's a simple ass shit. It's New. Name is New, right? That's the guy behind the camera. We don't really see him. The girl, I don't know who she is. She looked good though. She fine as shit. I like what she got on. I like her outfit. She fine as hell, right? So, and then it's a dude not too far from. He's right here. They all in it. So they both in the video. You know what I'm saying? So, and the video is not in landscape mode. It's in portrait mode. So, like close vicinity here. He's right here, kind of sort of right there. The girl's right here in front of, you know what I'm saying? Boom. So first thing he says to the girl is, you look better in person. Bitch, she don't look bad on TV. This is one of those backward ass compliments. That's a backward ass compliment right there. But the birds is up. It's 4:40 in the morning. It's never really quiet. When you live outside, it's either the crickets or the birds, one of the two. So it's about time for the birds to take over. The birds is gonna chirp anyway, and that's a reference, that's a pun intended on that one. All right. So, and because sometimes it really is about with the confidence and how secure you are in your relationship and different things like that. Somebody said when we go back to the crib, he gonna be in her ribs. That's a thing, right? Because this reminded me of the Megan Good situation. I don't know who the guy Megan Good is dating, but she knows, and the rest of us all know that we feel like Megan Good could find somebody that's just like more attractive on her level. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but anyway, something keeping her around, keeping her there, I don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying? But in that Megan Good situation, if I'm gonna be the one that said it, everybody else don't want to say it, I'll be the one to say it. In the Megan Good situation, when she went to, she went to hug, I think Michael Ealy or whatever, and in that snippet of that interaction, she hugs Michael Ealy, and it's this nicest, you know what I'm saying, nice embrace, warm embrace, no Chris Brown, right? Pause on that if I need to say that, like, Chris Brown doing the meet and greets and shit. Anyway, These light-skinned niggas. Anyway, we're not a race war. So then that's the first thing he says to her is, you look better in person. Bitch, she don't look bad. It's a backward ass compliment. That's one of them safe ways that's a safe way that a man like can try to like whatchamacallit. Or that is literally, you know, the reverse psychology type shit, that push and pull, or you not flirting but you are flirting. The girl gotta kinda like this and the third, navigate this and that. She gotta kinda understand of you just can't directly flirt with her type shit. Like this is from my perspective, like just looking and engaging in. So here's one of those. Instead of saying, you fine as hell, you look good as shit, you look better in person. Okay. Now, that kind of whatchamacallit too, because I don't know who she is, but apparently she plays on power. So, so apparently this is like a fan interacting with her or whatever. And so this is also something that her fiance kind of has to understand, like she has fans. Now, another thing is, there's like, as a celebrity, you signed up for this shit. Bitch, where did I sign up to say that you could just record me just because the fuck you got a camera? Bitch, fuck out of here. Talking about you signed up for this shit. So, as a fan, he comes up to her, whatever. Now, again, large setting, public, you know what I'm saying? This and third. So he has a reference of who she is. And so he says, you look better in person. So that means he must have been watching the show. You know what she looked like. You know who she is. But you may not know her real name, right? Fine. You just probably know her on TV. I don't know her name at all. So but he kind of recognizes her from TV, I'm assuming. Like, this is what you can gather from this interaction. Then he says, I would have thought you was taller. She was like, yeah, I don't know why people be thinking that, this and that, third, boom, boom, boom. Now, the next thing he says, so the first thing he said was like a compliment. It's a backward ass compliment. But this is how, like, you know what I'm saying, like, she doesn't handle anything like rudely or nothing like that either, right? So you understand, like, temperament, personality, like, she's not like, she don't come across like she's gonna be a rude type person or a standoffish type person. So, but just understanding that, right? Now, here's where things get a little bit whatchamacallit, right? So now the way that he talks to her, he talked to her in her ear. So now one thing, yes, they out in a large setting, gotta understand the venue. Maybe there's music going on, this and the third. He leans back into her ear and he's like, are you single? She says, no, my fiance's right here. He then says, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And she like laugh it off, yeah, whatever. Now again, she doesn't come across as like rude or standoffish. But if you got a friendly bitch and she out here being friendly, you don't want no super friendly bitch. Anyway, that's just something I heard. That's just something I heard before. So now what are the things? Let me see if this video is finished uploading. All right, video just uploaded. That video just uploaded. So you can now, it's premiering right now. You can really see the first minute. It's only like 55 seconds. It's a minute, right? 1 minute to win it. And 1 minute, man. If she call you a 1 minute, man, you gotta make the best minute of her life. Gotta be worth it. Anyway, so those are three whatchamacallits right there. Now, her fiance, the entire time, he's right here. He's facing her. He's in earshot of the whole thing. And you understand, like, don't need to cause a scene or make a scene. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. Don't make it bigger than what it has to be, right? Don't make it bigger than what it has to be. Never gotta talk about this again. It could just be that's what it was. It ends right there. You ain't gotta bring this shit up at home. You ain't gotta bring this shit up later, right? That moment could be something very small to them, right? That moment could be something very small to them. Now, some people, now he's standing there the entire time. He's eating ice cream. He's standing there eating his ice cream. And now the other part that somebody else also noticed was that, now again, Now, in the Michael Ealy situation with Megan Good, and Jonathan Majors is his name. So in that situation, one of the things, like, we don't see the whole clip, but from the clip that we saw, all we see is Michael Ealy hug her and then ask for a picture, and like, but Jonathan Majors is completely like disregarded. But apparently, before that, Michael Ealy did acknowledge him, but we don't see that on camera. So, but in this interaction, this is all we see. At the end of this, when she said she's like, that's her fiance, he don't acknowledge him, don't say what's up, don't say my bad, none of this. Now, I don't care if you talk about insecurities or just being secure in who you are in your relationship, if you trust her and this and the third. Now, this is like, when it comes to like a man to man, like on some respect type shit, again, you don't know how you gonna act till you in the situation. But if I was flirting with a shorty and then she was like, nah, and then and she says this is her boyfriend, oh, my bad, bro, I ain't even this and the third, that's something that I probably would have said. I'm like, oh, my bad, this and the third, I ain't know that y'all was together or this and the third. Now, that's another thing. The genuine person can be like, oh, my bad, you know what I'm saying? I ain't know y'all was together. Now, I don't know how this whole thing gets set up. So that's another thing that makes me think like, that's another part of the psychology of this sociology, just understanding this interaction here, is did he or did he not know that she was with someone? If you did know that she was with someone, knowing whether or not, so, because he asked, are you single? That clearly shows interest. Now, his first comment was a backward ass compliment. You look better in person. But that is a, I peep how you look good. The next one is the whole, are you single? Now, that is a clear flag as to you trying to mingle. You would take this a step further. Now, she says, you know what I'm saying, this and third, but the other part that he says, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And she's kind of like laughs that off in this and third. And that's the end of that video. So there are a couple things here. She's a woman. She has a mouth. She can speak for herself. That's who the guy came up to, you know what I'm saying, third. The man, he did not engage. Now, could he have said more? Yes. Or to insert herself, he's like, you don't got to. Or is there anything that she could have said or done? Like, and again, temperament, personality. She doesn't come across as standoffish or rude. Now, should she be? If she is about to be married. Like, if you date, and this is like, you know what I'm saying? Because, I don't know who either one of them are. I don't know who that man is. So, I don't know if he is an actor or someone famous, but she's an actress. So, let's say he's not famous. Let's say you're a man and you're dating a famous woman. So you have to deal with how she handles her fans. She has to deal with her fans on her own. And he's not always going to be wherever she is. She's not always going to be there wherever she is. So, because, you know, the other part about this and the third is, you know, as far as the comfort goes, you don't know if that can be brought up later, it's what else could she have done? As a man, would you be comfortable with how that interaction went? And so sometimes, and I'll speak for myself. I ain't gonna speak for every other man. But sometimes it's like, well, because you don't want the whole like peep game. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's either some women will act like they don't peep game, and then it's either this year or this she not peep game. And so that's that first one for me. The first thing he said was, you look better in person. That's a backward ass compliment. It's a compliment nonetheless, right? Low key, kind of, sort of. She kind of like whatever with that. Now, some people when I watch the video, right? She is not. How can I say this? There are some people where it's like, oh, money make them look better, or this and that third. She ain't one of them. She not one of them. Even if she ain't have money, she a regular, like, she beautiful. She beautiful. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even on some regular shit with no makeup, this and that third, because she not doing too much. She ain't dressed too over what she anyway. She's like, if you saw her, she looks pretty regardless. So for somebody to walk up and say, you look better in person, bitch, I don't never look bad in the first place. So that's the first thing that went in my head. Bitch, I'm looking at her, I'm like, bitch, I don't look bad off camera. Or on, like, what the fuck is you talking about? What the fuck? You look better in person. That's some shit, like, if, like, either she may not have, like, don't really peep that as game, or this and that third. Like, she kind of like brushed that off with it. Like, she don't really peep that. But that's something me, I'm like, fuck is you talking to? That's the first thing that would click in my head. That would, like, even if I was eating ice cream, he eating ice cream. That's the first I'd be like, fuck does that mean? That's what I would have said. That, you know what I'm saying? But she may not have whatchamacallit, but even if I didn't like necessarily like really speak up to insert myself into the this interaction, whatever, I would have at least made a face like, the fuck does that mean? And that's what I would have said, to at least let her know that this nigga just said some reckless ass shit to you. Like, that's not, you know what I'm saying? And then that's what I would have said. Something small, something simple, just like, I'm like, the fuck does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Just to let her know that this nigga trying to run game. If you don't peep game, I peep game, bitch. Like, that's something I would have said. I wouldn't have been as quiet. I had to admit. Or if I was as quiet, oh, bitch, I'm you know what I'm saying? This is that third. Then he says, I would have thought you was taller. He called her short. So there's another, when they talk about like flirting, like there's a part of like the whole flirting where it's not, and that's what these first two whatchamacallit is. It's a part of the whole flirting, Jane. Some girls really do know. They know that this man is like, this is the interaction, or this man made a situation. He was like, you understand and you know when somebody's like trying to talk to you in a certain type of way or manner. Everybody's selling something. It doesn't matter what parts of themselves are they selling. And so it's the Aladdin reference. If you walking down the street, all the people on the sides of the street, they're talking to you to try to sell you something. So he doesn't come off like, hey, I'm just a bigger fan of yours, this and that third. He also asked her name. So you don't know her name. He's like, what's your name? This and that third. And then he says, are you single? You know what I'm saying? So of all of that, the other part of it is either you know that she's with this person, this man or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And something about their interaction of how they're moving let you know, or it did or did not let you know that they're together. Now that is out of all of this and the third, I don't know how the leading up to this and none of that, but for another man to walk up and then say, are you single, to her, the interaction, and some people talk about this, like, where some people, as far as PDA goes, I don't know where some people are with the whole PDA thing, but that was my one question, like, as an outside person looking in, and you see these two people together, something about their interaction don't say, oh, they together. Or, like, nah, that's her man. Like, that's her nigga. Like, for some reason, for however long you've been watching her, in this engagement, in this situation, in this setting, something, either that's the only reason I can see how him asking her, are you single, like, That's the only thing. If you confuse, like you see a pretty ass bitch in public, and then all of a sudden, and you go to talk to her, and you asking for her, you telling her she look good, you asking for her name, and then you ask if she's single. Something about the way that they's interacting didn't click and register. Like, nah, that might be that's her nigga right there. Like, I ain't gonna talk to her. That's the only reason I can sit here and see that he would ask, "Are you single?" Right there. Now the other part of it is when he talking to her, like I said, every time he sit there and talk to her, he lean into her ear and type shit. Like, you single? What's your name? I don't know. Like, so then it's like those situations, like, because it didn't get too far, he doesn't have her number, he doesn't have he doesn't have any other way to contact her, nothing like that. Like, so if he did end up getting some of her socials or something, that's a thing, right? But he don't, right? He is like that's the end of the conversation right there. Like, and then as a man, do you bring that up later or not? Do you bring that up later or not? Like, but what is there to really bring up? Like, she was like, she did say, nah, that's her fiance. It was just, for me, it's something about how them two might have been moving in the situation for a person to even like question that. You know what I'm saying? For a person to even question that. Now, I'm not saying that that a bitch should be like super clingy or not. What the fuck? Clingy. I ain't saying a bitch should be super clingy out in public, but something should register to a nigga like, this my bitch, like, you know what I'm saying? Or like, for like a man to approach another woman and she not with a group of girls, you know what I'm saying? Like, there should be something that there should be some way this and the third is like, that she with me, you know what I'm saying? And you shouldn't be this and the third. So that was another thing. But off the way the conversation was going, because I'm trying to like also trying to figure out like, is there a way that, or is there any mannerism, action, or behavior that she could have said to like not even, because some people is talking about how long the conversation is only a minute. Conversation is only a minute. So, but some people was like, she was talking to this nigga for too long, and there was like, you can't control a man being a man. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're dating an attractive woman. So some people just like, the conversation just went a little too long. She was giving him too much attention, and she a little too friendly. So I'm just trying to figure out with her demeanor, her personality, her temperament, is there something that she could have done or said so that it didn't get too far, or to let the nigga know, like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's clear that either she does and she play it off, or she did not peep that this nigga is low-key flirting. Like, you look better in person. If somebody says that to me, I'm not saying, I'm not saying thank you. That's not my first reaction. What the fuck does that mean? And if I don't cut, what you mean? What do you mean by that? That, you know what I'm saying? That never, no. But then there are some women who will, that right there makes them say, say something slick, funny. That's why you gotta have a slick, funny bitch. You gotta say something slick, funny, witty to let the nigga, and that will insert like, oh well, say, oh well, he think this is and the third, boom, boom, boom. And so that directs the conversation, like, yeah, it, like, some women are like that though. Like, when you talk to them, that first comment, this and the third, it's gonna be something slick or witty to let you know. So let me try to think. What would I? Because it's certain shit that I would appreciate. And that would make me, you know what I'm saying? But let me see. You look better in person. I don't know. That's the thing that I don't know. Then he says, I would have thought you was tall. He called her short. I don't know. What's your name? And then he says, some bitch will say, well, like, with the what's your name? a bitch might say, taken. This my nigga. She was like, this my nigga, right? Uh, but then that whole, are you single? Mm-hmm. Then, first of all, ain't nothing too really anything that she do say that like wrong or disrespectful or whatever. But my only thing, the whole okay, if there is anything in one thing that I think could have been a little bit, you know what I'm saying, a little bit better. I'm not crucifying her at all for this. I'm not crucifying her at all. But if there was one thing, she was like, this my fiance right here. This shit, that's not my introduction. That if I'm not trying to like this ain't there nothing like that, but I think a little more for the introduction, of saying, oh yeah, this that's the only thing that was a little too calm for me. This my fiance right here. Type of shit, like that's the only thing. Like that's the if because you know how some women are like really like this and that. Again, temperament, personality, demeanor, like you don't know how she is, this and that. Like she could thoroughly love him. Like she could thoroughly love him. When they get back to the crib, she might neck him up like automatically. You never know, like, you know what I'm saying? But she may not just be overly in person. But that's the only thing. This is my fiance, right? That whole that wasn't exciting enough for me. Like, I'm trying to think. Like, I would rather if this and the third, especially how it got to this point, and if she would have like went over, grabbed his arm, stood closer to him, grabbed his arm or something. Something like that's my only thing about that. If she would have just like that, if I had to is that's my only shit. I would like later, like I don't know. Even if it did that third, this whole thing, like I brought like later on, because the thing about is if the shoe was on the other foot, right? If the shoe's on the other foot, and let's say he's more popular than her, if a woman was coming up to him, you know, the subtle things that a man would probably do or could do, even if it's whatchamacallit, like, is to get closer. Like, if somebody is, you know what I'm saying, this and trying to talk to you, and third, even if you don't say, it's a man would be like, as you're talking to me, let me, whatchamacallit, you know what I'm saying, boom. Let me just put my arm around my girl real quick. Like, let's just let you know, like, so you're not even about to ask no dumbass questions. You're not about to this and the third, boom, boom, boom. And even this and the third, like, you're not gonna get too disrespectful. So, you know what I'm saying? That's my only thing. I think she could have like closed the gap, like as far as proximity and closeness and this and the third, like, cause that lets the nigga know, like, for one, he wouldn't have asked, you know what I'm saying, are you single? And the whole, yeah, like she could have like at any point in time, this whole conversation interaction, like with a man approaching her, she could have just closed the gap between her and her fiance. She could have just been like, you know what I'm saying? And then he would have just, even like if she does that, boom. But some people was like, he's comfortable. He's also watching, you know what I'm saying? He eating his ice cream. And so if she did reach a level of uncomfortability, then he could, you know what I'm saying, boom, boom, boom. But that's my only kill about that. Like, even if it's not speaking, like, I think she could have closed the distance. The one time to really do it though was when he asked, "Are you single?" Like now, because that's clear that he's moving into that territory of like showing interest. Clearly, she could have just been like, you know what I'm saying, boom. And if it ain't a kiss, if it ain't this and a third, she could have, you know what I'm saying, boom, like just got close. I don't fuck, grabbed his arm, just yeah. I would appreciate that. Like I don't know. I feel like I've seen that. Like a bitch will just yeah. This my, you know what I'm saying. Just not that. But that shit. That's the only thing that was a little too calm for me. The whole that. Just my fiance. The type of shit. I would have wanted a little more. whatchamacallit, this, that, and the third. Like, that's my only thing. Cause you know, like that's the only thing about the whole shit is that you gotta make your whatchamacallit, you gotta make your fiance, your spouse, you gotta make them feel comfortable. You gotta make them feel comfortable. So it's at least like, I ain't gotta talk about that shit no more. I ain't gonna talk about it, I ain't gonna bring it up just because at the end of the day, that person know this ain't their boom. That, because mind you, if as a man, if a woman came up to a man, let's say different, and a lot of this is if I'm with my shorty, boom, shorty walk up to me and she say, "Yo, you look way better in person." First, I already told you I'm not gonna be on some thank you. I'm gonna be like, fuck does that mean? Like, that's automatically, right? Automatically. I'm not saying thank you. But let's say I do what she do and say, like, thank you, just say that, boom, boom. And then say something about the height. Let's say, oh, you look taller, and this and the third. Because he called her short. Like, those are also, whatchamacallits, bro. Like, I don't know how the bitch didn't peep this. That's my only thing. Like, how the bitch don't peep that. This nigga flirting right now. Shut this shit down, bro. Not that I want a rude bitch, but some, like, to shut this shit down. Like, cause you coming at my height, you coming at the third. That's two things. Those are two physical like things right there. You look better in person. You would thought you was taller. You short. You mad short as that third. I would rather her say joke the nigga or something, bro. Like, I don't know. This is why you gotta date a New York type of bitch. You gotta date a bitch from New York or something. If a bitch from New York not going for none of this, bro. All the shit would have been rude anyway. I don't know. Maybe because I lived up north, I lived up top. I don't know, bro. This shit not flying. This shit not. I think that's probably why, bro. I probably need to date a bitch from New York or some shit, bro. Because ain't no goddamn way none of this shit flying. But let's say a woman walk up to me and she said, "You look better in person." Thank you. Then you look taller and this and the third. I would have thought, you know what I'm saying? I would have thought you were short. You taller, this and that. Yeah, I don't know why people say that. This and third. You single? This is my fiance right here. You know how if a dude says that, if a dude does that right there, that's the one thing about that. Flip it, right? If a dude had that same mannerism, this is my fiance right here. That's what nigga, the bitches and the nigga be up in arms like, damn, you don't think he care about her too much. Yeah, this much. Just like nothing, bro. Like you would, as a man, you would expect me to do what? You would expect me to be like, oh, that's my shorty right here. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing, even if I did that, like, nah, that's my shorty right here. You know what I'm saying? Boom, put my arm around it. And the only other thing that's in the third was if I didn't do that sooner. As soon as the motherfucking conversation started. Oh, you look better in person. Damn, that's crazy. You know how smooth I would have played that bitch off? I would put my arm around her and be like, damn, that shit crazy. You know, but that's right there. That's me being, I'm like, there's no thank you involved in none of this shit. And you look better in person. Damn, that shit crazy. That shit crazy. I'm fly as fuck, ain't it? I'm not. First of all, I'm not appreciating it. That's not a direct compliment. It's not nothing. I'm not saying thank you to that shit. You look better in person. Damn, that shit crazy. I'm fly as fuck, ain't it? Eat that shit up, right? Boom. Then put the arm around her. Something like, I already know you on some other type of time. You just gave me a compliment in his back of that comment. Fuck out of here. That's one. Boom. Next one. Next one. I would have thought you was like. Yeah, the whole time. Hey, bro. Any of all that. The whole. I think that's just a man's reaction. That's just a man's reaction. Cause I promise you, it's not thank yous and shit. I like the next whole cause he said you short and this that third or I forget what the fuck he said or I would have thought you was taller. You short in person. But bitch said what's the opposite? It was a bitch said just say oh yeah you taller. I would have thought you look short on camera. I thought you was a little bit taller. No, you taller in person too. Yeah, thought you. The whole time, damn, that's crazy. I'm not saying thank you or none of this shit. Wow, that's wild. Bro, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what a woman can say to her. Like, she could be like, I don't know. It's the thank you, thank you, thank you. Fuck that. Take that backward ass compliment. I'm sorry. That's what I would have called. I guess I can't keep it P. I can't keep it P. I ain't gonna shut the fuck up. And if I am, if I'm quiet, oh, I'm funny. I'm funny. So I would have called all that shit out, right? But it's like, yeah, I mean, now some people say you shouldn't have to do all this other shit. Some people, yeah, you shouldn't. You shouldn't have to do all this. Yeah, I mean that is the thing. That's for sure. I just think she could have been a little bit more with the whole. Mm-mm. I'm trying to say if there's anything, you know what I'm saying, differently she could have done. You know, that's like when it comes to like the mentality, that is the peep game type of shit, and to shut all that shit down like on some other like that's that shit. Like I would have, like I don't know. That's something that I would have, but that's not again. I don't know. Temperament, personality. I don't know. But I would if a bitch was if she because if she do a lot of bitches do be knowing and they just don't shut that shit down. A lot of them men rejection is on the third. But if she really do feel safe, she should feel safe to talk. If she really do feel safe and comfortable to talk, if her fiance right there, she should be able to say like, she should be comfortable enough to reject this nigga directly. So I don't know. Oh, because I was about to say like to teach a woman this or to put her on to this. If she don't, let's say, you know what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, would you rather have your bitch already know certain shit and be on time and on game? So it's like when somebody say that first little part, to call that shit out, like to call that shit out, bro. Like a bitch be like, that's a backward ass compliment. I don't know. You a one as you know what I'm saying. If it ain't whatchamacallit, right? Because there's a difference with being a fan, getting this at the third, boom, boom. Like that's a backward ass compliment, bro. Like I think I don't know. I would because like you don't want to have to teach a bitch certain things. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to this and third, especially the da da da. Nah, like she should be able to be on some like her man is right here, so she shouldn't be scared to reject this nigga if she not interested. So if a man comes up to her and he be like, "You look better in person," or this and third, like a bitch should be able to be like, that's something weird. That's weird to say. That's a backward compliment. I don't like that. I don't like that, bro. That's me though. I won't appreciate that. That's the only fucking thing. I just peep game. I peep game. Or but that's me though. Like I'll ask questions. Those are two things that I'm gonna do. Like I'm gonna ask questions or just saying there like that's crazy. You know how you listen to a conversation? Oh, that's wild. Like that's crazy. Like it was that. Yeah, it was just that first one. Like you look better in person. Cause dude, like when he eating ice cream, you can like he look up though. You know what I'm saying? He look up. And that even like to him like, let me eat my ice cream, bro. Niggas is too cool. Niggas is too cool. Cover world, bro. I don't know. And then another interaction later, and I'm like, oh, this is my fiance on some chill ass shit. Niggas wasn't like that. Bitches were not like that, right? But if a nigga was like, this is my fiance, and he just said it like that. Mm-mm. I ain't fucking with it. I ain't fucking with it, bro. Mm. Mm. Yeah, let me know. Not, again, some people, it's like, all this shit cool. Cause when we get home, he not coming home with her. You'll never see her again. And hopefully, when he not around, and she don't have to introduce him, cause somebody said that as well. Somebody said it's a test, right? It's a test to see how she gonna do if he is there. He's not always gonna be there. Conversation. Cause you know what he did after that? The last thing he says to her is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The fuck does that mean? The last thing he says is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And she was like, yeah, ha ha ha. That shit wasn't funny. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The fuck does that mean? Like this, I mean, there are a couple of things, man, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now, if he was not there, and let's say she still stands on, let's say she's standing on business, he's like, yo, you single? And she'd be like, nah, that she's engaged. Do you think he would have said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? He probably would have said some other slick ass shit. He probably wouldn't have gave up if he wasn't there. For me, it's what does that mean? Is she that green? Is she that green that she don't? If a nigga says, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Somebody said it's a test. Just you pass or fail the test. If it was a test. Was she standing on business? Again, you don't know how they do. Now, the only other thing I'm gonna say is, see, everybody, when he came in his shit, there's this one thing, like, nigga thought we was finna agree. Now, I have heard this before, though. When she not around you, she might have another dick in her mouth. You just never know. Now, the dude said he not worried about if she messing with somebody else because when she's with him, she do everything, like whatever he may need her to do, ask her to do, whatever. You know what they say, cook, clean, and keep certain things drained. You know what I'm saying? He said, when she with me, yeah. When she not with me, he can't control her. He can't control what she do, what she said, who she with, what she doing. You niggas just cooked. What is wrong with you niggas? Yeah, you know the other one, adage. Oh, you know, if you're not married, you're single. When you fill out a job application, you either you fill out them taxes, married or single. Ain't no in between. What that person trying to do? What that person trying to do, right? Mm. Okay. Mm. Maybe she's just a soft, friendly woman. I'm just not sure what screamed she's single. You seen her here with somebody. The dude's wearing pink. Probably where he fucked up at. Nigga think you saw. Niggas might thought he was gay or some shit. Nigga might thought that was her friend. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Just a conversation. You know what they say. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Could it have been handled differently? What else could have been said or done? So you're in that situation, you never know. You might just be like him, just keep in your ice cream. Ain't nobody talking to you nowhere. Keep the peace. Comes with the territory. You look better in person. We're gonna end this conversation.